Hi Aquarius, welcome to my channel. My name's Ella. I'll be doing a reading for the month of February, and I'll be doing a new reading every month, so stay tuned for the next one. Definitely check in for next month. Just want to let you know that the way I do things is my guides kind of give me a message for the collective, for people that really need to hear a certain message. So if for whatever reason the message that I have today doesn't resonate, just check back, like I said, for next month. It might kind of resonate then. I do want to say the way I do things is I meditate beforehand and get messages from my guides, kind of like giving me some info before I even pull tarot, and the tarot actually validates what it is that I was saying. And also make note, I feel like all the signs kind of go through the same theme. So Aquarius goes through something, another sign goes through something else. So if you don't necessarily resonate with a certain message with that kind of subject in mind, and you'll kind of understand as I go through the reading, kind of like tweak it so that it makes sense for you. Again, it's usually the theme that comes across in these messages, so definitely listen for that. So for February, I am getting for you guys, first of all, you guys are, it seems like in a very good place, but I think there is something going on, and for the collective, it seems like a friendship or like a work thing, and I think it's like 50-50. I'm getting like a batch where you're making a problem that isn't yours, but you're making it yours. And I feel like it's between either two people that has nothing to do with you, but you're kind of like trying to make peace with the situation or trying to help them make peace or solve a problem, but it really isn't your problem. It's theirs. And there's a lot of connotations that come with that, because this is like a negative kind of situation. Obviously the problem, negative, right? But because you're taking it upon yourself to feel it, to talk about it, and it feels like it's been like a few days or like months or weeks of this like constant subject, that like this energy is just lingering and attaching to you. And just know, like, anything negative, you're putting out there in the universe, you're going to delay things that are supposed to be meant for you, and you're not going to move forward because you're just attaching yourself to some kind of negativity, which is, in this situation, a problem between two other people that has nothing to do with you. And as amazing as you are, because I feel like you're just trying to be a good friend, you're trying to help the situation because you want everyone to be happy and to be at peace. And again, like, this could be a family situation. It could be between your significant other and a best friend. I don't know, right? It could be your significant other and family. But for me, like, a lot of you guys are really going through some kind of work thing or a friendship. And a lot, like, I'm getting a message coming through saying, like, you're scared that you're gonna have to pick a side and you're like not gonna be able to see this friend group or whatever. And there's some kind of situation where it really isn't going to impact you, but you are making it in your own head that you feel like you have to pick a side. Like, this is between them, but it's resonating so hard that in your own brain, or resonating is not the right word, but you're just making in your brain like your problem, like it's gonna affect you, but really it isn't, right? I'm gonna dig deeper into that, but I do want to make a note that and the other thing that they were telling me is, I feel like because you're putting yourself in the situation, you're kind of like doing these like, or giving out these white lies that isn't really a big deal, but you're trying to like really manipulate the situation so that everyone's happy. And I kind of got like a flashing light of warning, like, don't do that, because you will make an enemy. And you will probably lose friends by doing that, because as much as it's like an innocent thing, you're just now causing another problem, because it's like, why'd you lie about that to just try to get me to talk to this person? Like something along those lines. That's like a white lie, and it's so innocent and it's coming from a good place, but it's not going to translate that way, especially because these other people that are actually involved in a problem are having a really tough time, and they're like trust and their guard is up. So if you're kind of like putting in the mix something like messy, like just know like that's not going to be a good idea. So I'm going to pull some cards right now. So how I'm going to do is I'm going to start with an oracle deck and then go into tarot, and I'm going to flip the camera so that we can get the view of the cards and kind of talk more about them. But let's go ahead and see what I can pull right now with the oracle. What is it that we have for Aquarius? Okay. Ooh, there we go. That makes sense. Ooh. Okay. 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 So I'm getting the caution card right now. Yeah, and it makes so much sense, because I feel like that your guys are kind of telling you like the whole white lie thing, like just this is also not your problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like I kind of want to like shake you. This isn't your problem. This is not your battle. But you know, kind of you're doing your duties as a friend or a coworker or family member, whatever that case may be. I'm getting a lot of, and this came out, so this is the shadow card. And I got this at another reading, so that's quite interesting that there's another sign. Oh, and there's my dog. Welcome to my happy chaos. I'm getting a lot of, there is definitely something in there that you need to work through that is like your life theme. The shadow work is like working through something personal in your life, to work on yourself, the shadow side of yourself, like working with something within. And I think it's not like the people pleasing, but it's almost like a savior complex. I'm getting that. I think there's something that happened maybe in your life that you feel like you need to do that, and therapy like 100% is gonna definitely help with that kind of a thing. But maybe look within to see where this is coming from. And then I got this card, which is the freedom card. Okay, and I'm getting a sense of your guys want you to know that to free yourself from this situation. Again, this is not your problem. And again, I really feel like you're putting out, and we all do this, right? Like just, it's correcting our way of thinking. This is linked to negative energy. So anything that you are coming in contact with the people that you're with, anybody that's negative, you're linked in that way, and you're putting out that energy, and you're manifesting that. Like if you want something, delay. Like if you are not aligned energetically, like you're delaying. And I'm gonna say this every single time I like post a video, and there's any negative tone, like I have to repeat it because it's important. Because I want you to have the best life. Like that's just my goal at the end of all these readings. But they do want you to free yourself from this, because again, not your problem. Let me pull some tarot, right? And then we will flip the screen. And definitely get into it. So, okay. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Why? Today is just not my day. Yep. Okay. And Okay, so what I have in front of me is the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Swords in reverse, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Swords in reverse, and why am I having a hard time? Six of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm going to now go ahead and flip the screen and we'll start talking about all these. Okay, so it's really hard to fit everything in here, but the Oracle cards right here, the Tarot, and these have two different meanings. So I do have to say, whatever the situation is, I do see that there is going to be amends, especially with this card and with this one. So let's get into this. The Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of like a what comes up must come down, an unexpected events, right? So I feel like this is something that has started maybe like a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I know that there's just been like an ever-going like cycle of events, and it's just been consistent. And again, you're trying to be helpful and you're trying to be a good friend. Like I see this, like you are, down to earth, trying to get the motherly figure. Like I see you, and that is such a kind and caring way of approaching a situation. But just know with this Seven of Swords in reverse, I'm seeing like somebody on the other end. I mean, obviously there's two opposing sides. Someone is going to want to, I guess, take the burden off of themselves or whatever guilt that they may have in this situation, and apologize really. It's one of those things where maybe like I said in my meditation, I felt like there was some kind of trust that might have been broken, and I think there's going to be room to kind of fix it. And I know that you're trying to help that situation, and I know I see that, and your guides see that. This is you, the Queen of Pentacles, trying to be like grounding everyone, trying to get everything together. And this is kind of like the warning. Am I like gonna move this up for a second? So again, there is a repair, an amendment. I think that things will work out, but there is a warning. And again, this is the caution card coming out in the tarot. I'm getting the narrative that, again, like the white lies, that you trying to meddle into fixing these things can somehow have repercussions of their own. So when we're looking at this in a reversal, the effort that, I mean, this could be, there's a lot of messages I want to get across. So the effort that you're putting in, obviously this card represents that it's going to be like a one-way thing. And I don't think that that's necessarily something that you care about, but this is a caution in the sense that, you are going to be meddling in something that isn't you or for you. You'll be in way over your head in the situation, and this will in turn cause problems down the line instead of letting them kind of mend it on their own. I have a message that the guys are kind of trying to tell me, like, you have already done some work in this, like, in this area where you planted the seeds and it did help, right? And I think now is the time to kind of let go. I'm getting a lot of, if this is work related, whatever lies, whatever thing that you tried to put together to make this project work or make everyone work well together or something, is going to bite you in the booty, in the nice way of saying it, because it's just gonna come back to haunt you. That's the point that they're trying to make with the caution card. And again, it's coming up here. The beauty of this is you are a kind soul and you are helping. You did, and I think you need to let it go, because it is going to amend itself. I think someone's going to come clean. I think there was some manipulation or some lie or dishonesty or something. I think that's going to be fine. The beauty of that is it's going to be fine. Like, no worries there, right? I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera so we can really talk more about that face to face. Okay, so here we are. I honestly think you guys are such beautiful, kind souls. I think I'm going to pull another, just a few cards from the Oracle deck just to give you some kind of direction on what you need to focus on for yourself right now, because the reading was more of like caution, like don't do this. I think for a lot of you, I'm getting that this is work related, because it's kind of like you're going to jeopardize something, and it might be like your career, not even like your career, but just like where you're standing, your position you're in. I just don't think that it's necessary. As beautiful and kind as you are, like obviously, look, this is you, and obviously, you could be a guy watching the video. This isn't really just for women, you know what I mean? This is really just supposed to depict this like nurturing thing, and I keep getting a theme of like all these signs right now like really need to start taking care of themselves. I just feel like everyone's kind of like thinking for other people, and I don't want you to have to go through this situation. Like, yes, the kindness of it is great, but it just somehow have a repercussion on your end that is just not good. Let me pull more cards for you, just because I really appreciate the kindness that you're that you're putting out right now. Like, that's such a good energy, but also like that's a good energy, but the whole holding on to it that's not yours isn't. So, okay. Ooh, okay. Okay, so, yeah, bounty, restriction, creativity, yeah. So, the few messages from your guides, and also all beautiful, which I'm so thrilled to hear. So, they do really want you to take the time and just focus on yourself again. This is like the same theme. And if you do, they see bounty, they see abundance, they see things changing, things looking up, even though like I feel like already, like I said this in the beginning of the reading, I don't feel like you guys are even in a bad place, really. Like, maybe, life isn't perfect, but like not anything where I'm just like, I need a message to tell you that. But also I'm getting like restrictions, which is coming from the joy guides, and I'm seeing like the work that you're gonna want to start doing on yourself. There's just, it's all this is internal, and I think there's something that happened, some kind of trauma that's just like putting this like I need to do and be this way for other people. And I think there's some ties and cords that need to be cut in order for you to blossom, in order for you to not have those restrictions on yourself, like I have to do XYZ, or like you can put your foot down and have boundaries. And I think that's something that's connected with this card. And I also got creativity. I think that you guys have that in your next chapter of like, and creativity, I say that like it doesn't have to be art, you don't have to build something new, but it's like you're like thinking of what's next to come about yourself, being creative about what your future, your plans, focus on you, like how can I better myself and not be this like savior person or whatever the case may be. I see you focusing on yourself and that leading to abundance, and that's what your guides see. Now, that being said, if you continue down this path, you're not gonna have like immediate gratification. Things will be delayed. Again, holding on to that negativity, your guides are kind of like telling you this is what can happen if you start focusing on yourself and working on yourself and understanding, why I am the way I am. Let me just be a better person for myself. Then yeah, you will, align yourself to what you want to manifest. And I say this almost in every video, but it's so important to hear it, even if you have to hear it multiple times. So yeah, this was a beautiful reading. I'm so thrilled. You guys are kind of starting off on a good note. Such a genuine good note. And there's just some caution, and just keep that in mind. I really hope that you guys stick around for the next reading next month, because I think you'll have a lot of good things coming your way if you just put in the work. But I appreciate you guys coming and following my journey and supporting me. Please follow, subscribe, share, all the above. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay wild and stay witchy.